So how good can a $299 mini PC be in 2026, you might be asking? This is the GEEKOM Air12, and yes, it's a $299 mini PC. GEEKOM have kindly sponsored this video and have asked me to showcase this mini PC. But don't worry, I'll show you both what it can do and what it can't do. And we'll find out what the best use case scenario a budget mini PC like this would be used for. Inside, you get a thank you card, a power adapter, HDMI cable, the power cord, some screws, and a mounting plate, which can be attached to certain surfaces. So inside this mini PC is a Pentium Gold 7505 CPU that has 2 cores, 4 threads, and can go up to 3.5 GHz. This model has only 8 GB of DDR4 RAM and 256 GB of storage. GEEKOM have made it easy to upgrade, as you just simply unscrew the bottom plate to gain access inside, where you'll be able to install more RAM and storage. There are 2 slots for RAM. Currently, one slot is empty and the other slot has 8 GB in it. But for this PC, you can install up to 32 GB of RAM. And for storage, there is only one M.2 slot, with 256 GB already installed. But you can install a maximum of 2 TB storage. On the front is the power button, a 3.5 jack, a USB 3.2 Gen 2, and a Type-C port. On the side, you have an SD card reader, and on the back is the DC in, a mini DisplayPort 1.4, an Ethernet port, one USB 3.2 Gen 2, one HDMI 2.0 port, and a Type-C with DisplayPort 1.4. The overall build quality is solid. Similar to some of GEEKOM's other mini PCs, this one looks like it could survive a few tumbles, as the casing seems tough. The size of this mini PC is truly small. This is how it compares to the iPhone Pro Max. A PS4 controller, a standard size mouse, and this tiny keyboard. The PC works straight out of the box. You simply go through the setup and you're ready to use it. For everyday general use, this is where the mini PC shines. It doesn't have a super powerful CPU, so things are going to be limited for sure. For things like web browsing, writing emails, Word documents, doing spreadsheets, and watching content, this tiny PC can easily do it. And it's very quiet. A good use case scenario for this PC would be to use it as a TV PC, which is by far my favourite way to use it. I currently have the PC set to 4K resolution, as this is a 55-inch 4K OLED TV, and I want to take advantage of the screen real estate for productivity. One thing I want to test is multitasking on this PC. Since it only has 2 cores and 8 GB of RAM, I want to see how far I can push this PC. I have 4 browsers open here, a 4K YouTube video playing, a live stock chart, a website, and a Word document open. And everything seems to be running fine, with no lag or other issues. It all looks good on the screen size and resolution. It's like I have 4 monitors. Using this mini PC for productivity whilst lounging back on the couch is really comfortable. The distance I am from the TV is perfect. Using the mouse and tiny keyboard on this table is surprisingly good. If you're into your stocks, this is a great way to casually keep an eye on your investments, as you can fit multiple windows and charts on a huge TV screen and see everything in great detail. Can this PC handle creative apps, you might be asking? Photoshop? Yes, this PC can handle it, but this is where you would have to tread lightly. If it's basic editing with a few layers or so, it's totally fine. But once you step up the complexity of a project, that's where this PC will struggle with lag and slowdown. But for basic editing in 4K resolution, it's responsive. However, if you change the resolution to 1440p or 1080p, you'll notice it being slightly smoother. And if you want to do video editing, you can. Even 4K videos will work. It would depend on what file type you use and how complex your edit is. For instance, in DaVinci Resolve, if you are editing log footage with color grades and some added graphics, like how I have it here on a 1080p portable monitor using 4K 422 10-bit footage, it's not possible. Everything is slow and laggy. But if you are using 4K footage that is 4208-bit whilst doing basic editing without color grades or added graphics, the timeline is responsive and the playback is smooth. And obviously, if you edit lower resolution footage or use a lower resolution display, it would improve the smoothness in the video editor. So, what about gaming? Well, I can tell you right now, don't bother with any modern game titles, or even some old PC games, as the GEEKOM Air12 only has integrated graphics. You'll be very limited to what you can play, as this PC was not built for gaming in mind. However, it doesn't mean it can't game. Best games to play would be emulators, and obviously any PC game that has an extremely low graphics spec requirement. Here I'm playing Tiny Glades on a portable 1080p monitor, and for it to be somewhat playable, I'm playing on the lowest graphics settings possible. With the resolution scale set to 1, the PC is only achieving 17 FPS, which is crazy low, but strangely enough, it's still playable. Mostly because in this game, there isn't much movement unless you are panning the camera around or building something. But if you want the gameplay to be smoother, you would have to lower the resolution scale, meaning the game is going to look more pixelated. At 0.5 resolution scale, it feels smoother to play and is hitting 25 FPS. Obviously, with these frame rates, you can see the gaming limitations with this PC. Older titles like Overcooked run really well on this tiny system, but if you are using Steam in picture mode, it's actually quite slow to navigate through the game's library. But once you get into the game, it's smooth. At 1440p with the game set to high quality, the game is certainly playable, with the FPS hitting around 52 FPS. And if you bump down the resolution to 1080p, you'll be getting around 72 FPS. So the GEEKOM Air12 is definitely capable when it comes to gaming, although it is very limited to what games you can play. But for games like Overcooked, it could be a decent couch gaming PC for your TV. If you want to connect multiple monitors to this mini PC, you can. I've managed to connect up to 3 portable monitors, all running at 1080p each, but at different refresh rates. I've got a monitor running at 60Hz, 144Hz, and 240Hz. In terms of connectivity, I'm using one USB-C and one HDMI port from the back of the PC, and then one USB-C from the front. This kind of setup is great if you are limited in terms of workspace, or need portability to move your setup around. But yeah, the 3 independent displays work well with this PC, if you are web browsing or working with documents. But as soon as you add a 4K video into the mix, the video playback can be a bit jittery. I reckon the amount of displays I'm using is causing the lag, because when I tried having multiple browsers with a 4K video playing on the 4K TV, the video playback was smooth. So a single large display might be the way to go if you want to multitask with a video playing. So that's the GEEKOM Air12, a handy little mini PC that I can see being used as a TV PC or for compact workstations. It certainly has its limitations, but at the same time, for a $299 PC this size, it definitely has something to offer. Let me know what you think of it. For more info on the GEEKOM Air12, links are in the video description below. Thanks for watching.